Paul, what's your favorite number? Whoa, with conviction. Wait, 12A. Wait, so if you were playing football, you would be 12A? I don't know if football numbers can be alphanumeric. Whoa, okay. Here you go again. So, you would play if you didn't get 12A? That was your slogan? Maybe that's why you didn't play football. Welcome to another episode of the Mighty Code Coder. I'm Rob Fitzgerald, here to make you great and help you innovate. In this episode, we're going to once again recreate a class composition lesson done by Mr. Liu. This lesson will concentrate on how data is transferred between classes using an array. Again, back to the notion that CS is about transferring data around. Using arrays to transfer data into a class is really useful. I'll demonstrate this here in a MOOC that I created for my classes years ago. I will show you this here in the Husky Tech Media Player. So if I go to Husky Tech Media Player, which is on my bookmarks right here, you will see this great little apparatus I put together to not only teach my classes, but to display their work and display my department's work. There's one player, but every time depending on what button a person pushes, including myself, I want that player to populate with the movies that correspond with the button. So I've created an array for each button here. So I have a MOOC array, a student projects array, and a VAP array. If I click on MOOC, it will go to the player. Here is the player. Okay, that was my class, iClass, and all the movies that I want students to watch are in here. Okay, notice the animation. We had an animation part to this class, hence Paul. Yeah, that's where you came from, Paul. Sorry. All right. So then if I go back, that was 19 movies. If I go to student projects, you'll see there's now 21 movies here. Okay, so there's 21 movies in that array, and it starts playing the movie. Okay, and then the third one is my visual and performing arts group, and there is only one movie, which is just a movie playing all the projects of VAPA. Okay, so that is the Husky Tech Media Player, and it basically shows why you need arrays, and you would need a class player. Grab another class, movies, to loop through the array and create a button for each and whatnot. Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to be doing something closer to that. So it's really neat. So let's get going. All right, so as you noticed, I have AWS already open here. And I have some classes already set up for you with Mr. Liu's Big Three. So let me show you those classes that I have already done. Okay, first let's go to the My Song class. Okay, so here is My Song, and it basically has the instance variables of a title and a rating, and it has two constructors, one with the 0 argument, one with 2 arguments. One is automatically sets the title for you and the rating. The other one, when you create it, when you instantiate it, you can create the title and the rating. Okay, and then it has a getter and a setter. So here is the get rating, okay, and the set rating done in our last video. And then to string. By the way, if you don't understand something that I'm doing in this video, it's probably in the previous video. So check those out to get a clear understanding of some of the stuff I try not to go over it too many times in a row. Here's the toString method. Okay, so and then if I go to my song driver, I can just instantiate a song like this. My song, song 1 equals new song, Stairway to Heaven, which is a 5, of course. All right. However, you'll see that I'm not going to go ahead. Remember, this is your stack memory piece here. On the stack memory, song 1 is created, then it points to a new song. All right. So we're not going to we're not going to declare the variable on the stack memory. We're going to actually declare it on the heap. So I'm going to show you how to do that on the board a little bit later. All right. So then I have a myPod class, and that's what I want to start creating for you now. So my myPod class is going to call my song class. All right. So I'm going to make an iPod, and maybe some people don't remember what an iPod is, but before just the iPhone, you actually had an iPod that stored all your songs and you listened to, and then you had a phone also. So Apple really did a great job of actually combining those two into just one phone along with your camera. They used to have to carry 3 things: your iPod, your phone, and your camera, and your pockets were full of a lot of little things, very expensive things too, by the way. And so when they combined it all into one phone, that was awesome. All right. So we're basically going to create the old school iPod. Okay. All right. So let me go to iPod here. And this is where we will start by adding our instance variable, right? The big one. Okay. So big 3. So think about it right when you're creating a class. All right. Automatically big 3. So what variables am I going to need? So let's hold the color. Okay. The color of the original iPod was white, so private string color. Okay, that's one thing we will need. Okay, and then we're going to need our array. Okay, to make an array, it's private, the name of the array, and let's call it my song array. And these are called staple brackets. And let's name it song list. All right, there you go. And then we got to have 2 constructors. We're going to have a 0 constructor first. So let's go public myPod. And it has 0 arguments. And in this one, let's go ahead and set the color and then create a song list. All right. All right. So let's go this.color because we'll use the same variable name here. All right. And we'll create the color new string white. Okay. Like the original iPod. Nice. Okay. And then let's go ahead and create our song list. Remember, we just declared song list as an array. We now are going to instantiate that array. All right. Song list. Okay. Equals new my song 3. Okay, so there it is. That is my first constructor. Let's go ahead and make a multiple argument constructor also. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. I know I'm doing this a little bit tight for you guys. All right, let me make some room here. There we go. All right, public myPod. And let's let this one just bring in the color. Okay, so whoop. All right, now remember this color is not the same color as above. This is an instance variable called color for this function only, for this argument only, okay, for this constructor. All right, and so you go something like that, and let's go this dot color equals color. All right. And then let's go ahead and create our song list. Our song list array. And we're going to fill it with 3 songs. Okay. All right. So this dot song list. All right. Equals new. It's going to be filled with my songs. And we're going to have 3 spots to start. And now let's go ahead and instantiate some songs inside that. Okay. So song list in spot 0 will equal, and how do you instantiate a song? Remember how I told you to instantiate a song? It has to have a title and a rating. Okay, so now we'll come in here and go new my song and put the parentheses, and then we're going to say don't stop believing. And of course, that's gonna, when you add more parameters to it, you do commas and then 5. Okay, so that's how you instantiate a number. We're not instantiating a my pod, we're instantiating a my song. Okay, so there it is right inside my pod. All right, and I'm going to draw this up on the board in a little bit so you can understand really what's going on. All right, let's, for sake of time, let's copy and paste this and switch it out. We're going to do 3 songs. Paste, paste. Get that up to where you guys can see it. Let's switch these songs. Of course, this is going to be 1 and array element 2. Okay, and this will be Stairway to Heaven. And this will be, I don't know, Saturday night. I'm thinking of Saturday Night Saturday Night is All Right for Fighting by Elton John, but I don't know if it's called Saturday Night, but just for sake of shortening things, Saturday Night. Okay, so there's that. So now I have in there, this instantiated a color. I created a song array, and then I added 3 elements to that array. Okay, let's get rid of that extra space here, and let's continue on. What's the big 3? The last one is the toString method. Okay, public string. It's going to return a string, and it's going to be called toString. All right, and let's put something in there. Oops, I don't see if it. Oh, that, yeah, it did. Almost thought it didn't give me my closing bracket there for a second. But it did. Everything's going good. Paul, how's everything going? Good? Okay, nice. All right, let's go ahead and create our toString method now. All right. So one of the first things I want to do is create a new output. All right, and so let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so we will put in a new variable called output. So we have to declare it here first. Okay. Let's see, this is a new string. And then this new string is just going to be just a new string. We haven't filled it yet. Okay, so let's go output equals the color of this iPod, my pod. Don't want to get sued by Apple. Okay, my pod is, okay, let's add it and put the color here. And we'll put, after the color, we'll put just in the next line, so which is \n. Okay, and then remember, since we have this return here, we got to return something. All right, I got too many lines here. This is a real quick toString method. All right, and output, return output. Okay, something like that. That looks perfect. Okay, and so with that, we have the big 3. All right, instance variables, constructors, and toString method. Okay, and now let's go ahead and put some in the driver so we can run it. Okay, so here's the driver, and here's my public static void main string args, and let's go ahead and put in a my pod, and let's call it a car pod, because later I'm going to do a house pod. And we'll just do the generic one, or the one with no arguments. Okay, and then let's do a system.out. And let's just print out the car pod. All right, so there it is. All right, so let's go ahead and save this. I've got to also save the MyPod. All right, let's go down this environment down here, and I'll zoom this in so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, now it saves my prior commands, and here it will actually compile all the classes in my SRC folder. So I'll hit return. Hopefully we won't get any errors. Better be lucky than good. All right, now let's CD over to classes, and let's go ahead and run. Let's go ahead and run the MyPod driver. Okay, so classes, and then here is Java My Driver, and there it is. The color of this iPod is white. Okay, nothing spectacular, but it instantiated a MyPod. Well, you don't know, but it actually put 3. But let's create another iPod, but the one with these 3. All right. So we'll have to do that in the driver class. All right. So let's go back here, driver, and let's now do let's copy and paste this to save time. Okay, and I will make this instead of a car pod, a house pod, just to show you the difference. Okay, and then we'll print up house pod. Okay, something like that. I gotta save it. Remember, if there's a dot up there, it means it's not saved. All right, and then let's come in here to this environment here. Let's go back to the other environment. And then let's Java C the classes in there. All right, and then go back to classes. All right, and then let's go ahead and do the Java My Driver. And there you go. Oh, it's still white. I actually just created 2 generic, didn't I? See, I said my house, and I never put anything in here. So let's actually let's switch it to blue. All right, let's save that. And let's also, while we're since now this is going to use that constructor, it should print out what's in there also to string method. But I don't think I put anything in that to string method to look at these songs. So let's do that also. Okay, I have not done that yet. All right, so we're just going to go. In this output section here, we're going to just do a nice little for loop. Okay, so we'll just loop through the array, print out the songs, and then you'll see the songs also. Okay, so here we go. So let's do for my song list. This is a for each loop, and these are very common used loops in arrays because we don't really care the length of the array. We just say, hey, for everything in there, just go ahead and list it. So for each song in the array song list, go ahead and do something for it here. And let's go ahead and just do output. Use short notation. Okay, we talked about that last time. Song plus and then a space. Okay, so we'll just output the song for each. Okay, so that's a for each loop, very commonly used in an array. If you're going to use an array, you can use a for loop or a for each loop. Get to know those loops, very good, and associate them with your arrays always. All right, and so I think that is it. Let's go ahead and save that. And let's close in here. Let's go back to, I think I just typed something in. Yes, I did. I was in the wrong one. Make sure you don't do that. Make sure you're in the right one, because that could be a lot of extra time for you trying to fix your code. All right, so let's CD back to my classes or my environment. Let's Java C everything. Hopefully everything's okay. It is. Got lucky. CD back to my classes. All right, and then let's go ahead and Java myPod driver. Okay, there it is. All right, let's zoom this in. Can you guys see that? It's actually down here a ways. Let's, there we go, move it up. I'll just hit return, okay? All right, so there it is. It's the first one's white, and remember I didn't put anything in there, so they're all null. The second one is blue, and there was 3 titles in there, and I looped through that for each statement, and it has my 3 songs, and they're all rated a 5, okay? Now, to really drive this home, I think it'd be awesome to go to the board and show you how this works on the stack and the heap memory. So let's do that now. Okay, so here we are over on the whiteboard, and then let's draw this up so you can see exactly how this looks on the stack and heap memory. All right, so remember our stack and heap memory lecture. Okay, here's the stack, and here is the heap. Okay. Okay, now the first thing that happens is one thing gets one thing gets declared on the stack, which is going to be carpod. Okay, it immediately instantiates a object on the heap memory, and remember what that has. Okay, that has a color. Okay, and then that has a song list. And while this is a string, this is an array. Okay, and we create an array with 3 spots. Okay, three indexes. All right. Now what happens is another variable does not get created over here for these songs. It actually gets created right on the heap. All right. So in this one right here, it creates a my song. And remember what a my song has. It has a title and a rating. Okay. And when it creates 3, and 1 goes in there. And then it creates another one. The title and a rating goes in there. And then another one gets created. And it gets put in there. Okay, so that's your stack and heap memory, and that's what it looks like. So no, it only has one variable gets created here. And remember, this points, okay, that's a pointer reference to this object, okay? And this is a myPod object, okay? And then this one, it actually, I have these kind of backwards, but this actually points to this one points to this one, and this one points to that one. Okay, so originally I was showing how they get put into the array, but the array actually points to the my song objects. Okay, so that's how your computer is dealing with classes, and this is such a big topic, but I think if you put it in the mindset of stack and heap memory, it's not too bad to get your head around. Okay, classes and objects. All right, let's finish up with this one. All right, so there you go. So you should see exactly how this myPod's created with songs inside it. Okay, and the array basically based just like the HTMP I showed you earlier. It basically grabs stuff out of the array, and we could create other myPods with other songs in it. You could start thinking about playlists and have an array full of the songs that you like in certain playlists and how it's all set up on the stack and heap memory. Okay, so just in review, we had my songs. There they are with the title and the rating as variables, and then they have 2 constructors, and then each one has a get and set. So it'd be fun to do it and get and set some songs in each array, and then it has a toString method that writes out the title and the rating. All right, in my pod we went ahead and we instantiated an array, and we added 3 objects to my array. Okay, and remember that was one thing I wanted to show you at the board was how great is a class, because an array has to have all the same type of data in it, but now a class could hold a string, an array, an int, and a bunch of different ones all within that class. So that makes it fun to port data, different types of data in one container. Okay, so that's the power of classes. So if you ever have to port different types of data across the internet to your app, you'll use classes, and that's the power of them. And everyone loves classes. Okay, and then we in our driver we created 2 MyPods, one with no arguments, one with a color argument, and in the color argument one we actually added 3 songs. Okay, so I think that is about it. Go ahead and give that one a try. Remember, we're in Cloud9, and using Cloud9 is so far really, really nice. Now, see these colors I got in Cloud9? These are what's called Sublime Colors. And if you go to presets, they have a Sublime mode. All right, and Sublime mode makes these colors. Actually, that's the Sublime mode. You see how the colors change a little bit? So if you're using the text editor Sublime, you could actually get this in Cloud9 by going up to Windows and Presets and go Sublime mode. Okay, and there's the colors that Sublime uses for all see how their parameters are yellow, their class objects are blue, and then their variables are white, reserved words are red, and that's very Sublime-ish. Okay, so that does it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, always trying to make you great and help you innovate. So until next time, what, Paul? Yes. And if they have questions, they can leave comments below or go to the website at www.themightycodecoder.com or find me on Twitter at mightycodecoder. Yeah, I know. Just be cool, man. Just be cool. Trying to finish the show off. Why do you get so mad?